Thanks for joining us on Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. Stu, Rich and Mike Wood here to take you through a big Hawkesbury meeting this weekend. But Mike, the autumn season's wrapped up in Sydney at the moment, and well, the viewers might have noticed we weren't here last week. It's been a big couple of weeks for you, but I just want to know one thing. Is it jagging that quaddie that gets you going, or is it the birth of your new son, James? Congratulations.
I think maybe James, thanks Stu. Yeah, birth of my son a few days ago, thanks for that. But big quaddie a couple of weeks ago, it helps pay for the little fella. It was good, wasn't
it? Yeah, it was, that's for sure. Look, the official carnival wrapped up the other week, as we said, and now it's on to a few of the provincial meetings. I said we're starting at Hawkesbury. What a day it's going to be out there. Greg Rudolph and the team hope it's going to be great. The sunny skies are expected. Let's jump straight into the quaddie as we do here on Key Factors, and the first leg is the Godolphin Crown. And how about this race, Team Snowden? Well, they won it last year with Nancy. He's got another 3 in it this year, I think, and as well as Chris Waller, he's got a few there. But Daisy Doom won a Ronnie Quinton's. What a mare she is. I think she's run 4th, 2nd and 3rd in group company this preparation, and you've got to love one like that in the stable, don't you?
She's an absolute ripping mare, isn't it? Let's just see how she sets up. The other mare sets up in the first leg of the quaddie, starting off with the all-important race conditions on. Look, it's not the most popular punting track, Hawkesbury, but looking back in recent meetings when it is a good track, the favourites do tend to win, which gives us confidence. If there's a bit of rain, it can be a bit shifty, but hopefully good 3 to good 4, which is such a big change-up after recent meetings. Hopefully a fair bias. As we mentioned, it can be a bit near pace. It was off rails last year for this meeting, but hopefully we'll be okay. Across the 3 key factors, look, all these key factors are pretty similar for this meeting on Saturday. Starting off with weight for this first race, it's a set weights event, so the classier types are suited. Good track all day on Saturday is a key factor for us. And stage of preparation, we're between the carnivals, so which horses are primed to win? All
right, let's have a look at the market here for the Godolphin Crown. And look, plenty of form coming from everywhere, but the market says that they're only coming for one horse, and that is Artistry, right into $4. I think as much as $7.50 bet on Wednesday. Daisy Doom, well, right there, what a consistent mare she is for Ronnie Quinton. That's that strong Coolmore and Emancipation form. Sweet Redemption, fresh for Gay off 2 trials. Been doing the rounds too, Sydney, Melbourne and Goulburn, Brisbane last campaign. But Mike, it's all about the money for this favourite, and I think some of that might be yours as well.
Well, $7.50 on Wednesday, unbelievable for the classiest mare in the race. It was some of mine. Let's have a look at a couple of these classy types, starting off with Daisy Doom, who's an absolute ripper, like you said before, Stu. Here's her 3 wide all the way in the red and green, moving up now. She doesn't win, Stu, but no love lost at all.
Nah, not at all. That's Zambar just cruising up in the white hat behind. And look, Zambar had the drop, gets the win, but gotta love the way this horse just fights on.
Yeah, no right to keep fighting on. She thinks she's still going to win here after having such a terrible run. Dixie Blossoms up the inside. She's a classy type. We know I love her as well. Look, Zambar gets the win and goes on to run well in a Group 1, so the form has been franked.
All right, a lot of form out of that race. Let's have a look at Artistry. We said the money's come this week, and, well, we're going to go back and have a look at her first up run.
She could be simply flying this preparation. Secret Agenda and Artistry, similar colours. Secret Agenda in the red and the white, coming wide up, moving up now. Artistry with the yellow cap and the red behind her, hard-ridden, running on really hard. A couple back in the field are okay, hieroglyphics, etc. But we're really focused on Artistry this day. The conditions didn't suit. She's a strong daughter of Shamadal. Fights on really well on a soft track, better on a good track on Saturday, but Secret Agenda just too good, and we're just going to mix it up with this replay a little bit and just go a little bit past the post and see what happens next year, Stu, because what's doing here? Who's that brunette there?
Oh, look, that is my girlfriend Taz, but look, I turned around here to have a look at this Secret Agenda guy. He just picked her up and threw her onto the ground, but hey, that's a happy winning owner, God bless him.
Big win. I think he thought she was the trophy.
Well, let's have a look at the key factors for this race. The punters want to have a look at the gold mine. Take us through it.
A big splash of gold paint straight across the page for Artistry. Look, she just ticks all the boxes. She's so well weighted in this race, set weights. The good track, she's been waiting for a good track all preparation. She's 3rd up as well. So ideally placed off a much better preparation than she had last year into this race. Looking down the page, Serene Majesty and Shalala should love the good track as well, but it's all about Artistry.
Yeah, well, look, Artistry's the favourite. She's been backed, and look, there's plenty of gold paint on the page there. Let's have a look at the overall ratings, and, well, there she is, right on top, and you're telling me there's a few lengths difference there between Artistry and Daisy Doom.
We think, yeah, 1,200 metres dry track, Artistry would definitely beat Daisy Doom, so 1,300 metres dry track, why not? Artistry on top for us. The firm conditions that they run 1:15 or 1:16 should be too quick for her, we think. Daisy Doom a tougher type that might like 1,500 metres plus, so we'll go with Artistry on top, and we'll go against the ratings for our value bet. Shalala, she could really surprise for Waller on a dry track.
All right, so a bit of confidence there to start the quaddie in the first leg. Let's jump straight into the Hawkesbury Guineas, the second leg, and what an interesting lead-up this is for Gary Fraser's mare Sprite. I mean, she's been to the Light Fingers, the Surround, the Arrowfield, and, well, It returns home for the first time ever this week, that's for sure. And a couple going really well. First up, we had Calander with a big run. We've had Careless Choice in there and Prompt Response. So a few of these horses fresh right in the mix as well.
It's a really good quality 3-year-old race for this Guineas. We've got the Scone Guineas in a couple of weeks, obviously. Let's have a look at the way this race sets up. 1,400 metres for the 3-year-olds. Set weights and penalties again for this Group 3. But the tempo might be only fair to steady, so hopefully Prompt Response goes to this race, not the mare's race before, where she's in emergency. Good conditions we talked about, hopefully a fair bias, maybe a little bit near pace towards the end of the day. Across the 3 key factors, look, weight could have been a key factor at set weights, but we've gone with scope for the 3-year-olds, looking for the one on the way up. A good track once again, and stage of preparation, like we keep saying. Some of these 3-year-olds have different targets in mind.
Well, interesting to see what the punters have made of all that strong form around Sprite. Let's have a look at the market as we bring it up here. Well, it's actually not Sprite, it's Calander, the one they've come for at $4.60. Sprite, well, we know what she's right there. We know what she can do. Prompt Response, as you said, might hopefully go into this race. And good standing there. First up since the McKinnon here. But look, punters with Snowden again with the favourite here.
Yeah, good strong favourites and good strong forms. Let's have a look at a couple of those favourites in recent replays. Starting with Sprite last start at 1,200 metres out Randwick during the carnival in group level. She's out the back in the purple and white, in the white family colours, just coming to the outside behind Darren in the red and white now. She gets a little bit held up here. It takes a while to get out, and look, it was a solid run, wasn't it?
Oh, really solid run. I mean, look at these horses. Global Glamour, we've got Darren there. These are quality horses that she's running home, and that's impending inside of there. Look, that's just quality.
Yeah, big, strong, muscular, 12 to 1,400 metre sprinter. Soft conditions at Randwick, not ideal. Firm conditions at home, much better.
All right, getting home well there. Let's have a look at Calander, the one the punters have come for. And well, we're going to take it back as we often do here. This is a second up run for Calander.
We've got to have a look at him second up last prep to see what he might do. He was so good first up at Canterbury, 3 wide the whole way. He's here in the red and yellow outside the lead, those big strides of his and the white hooves moving up. Look, it was an okay run. He fights on for third, but the simple truth of the matter is that if he repeats this run on Saturday, this is nowhere near good enough to win a Group 3. Pipeline, the winner in the yellow, got beaten easily next start. The form line's just not good enough.
Okay, interesting. So maybe just not the right sort of quality to win this sort of race.
Yeah, that run's not good enough. You need to do better than that.
All right, well, let's have a look at the key factors for the gold here, Mike. Who's got this gold?
Well, yeah, straight away, Calander, like we said, the stage of preparation is the risk for him, but scope, he's pretty untapped, isn't he? Like, he could really improve up to 1,400 metres, so we can't put a line through him. So solid Sprite, good track, stage of preparation, big ticks for her. Prompt Response, no negatives either. Not too many negatives down the page. Careless Choice, a big positive back to a good track too.
All right, a lot of love for the favourites there across the board in the key factors. Let's have a look at the overall ratings here. And, well, it's the local mare, Sprite. She gets it on top. And Calander, well, pushed down to third there with Prompt Response just sneaking up.
Yeah, pretty stacked field. There's a few with a chance in that race. But Calander with the second up risk, we're happy to risk him. We talked about Sprite enough. Let's go straight to the best bet and put the local mare on top for us from the inside barrier. We think she's been set for this race, and we think 1,400 metres on a good track is just perfect. Inside barrier, midfield, she'll be too strong late. Prompt Response on pace. If it is favouring on pace, she's the value bet for sure.
All right, best bet, the local girl there, Sprite. Well, there's a look at the first 2 group races at Hawkesbury this weekend. Stick around and we'll wrap up the quaddie with legs 3 and 4 after the break. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by the raceguide.com.au. We've had a look at the first 2 legs for this weekend at Hawkesbury of the quaddie, and we're going to jump straight into the Hawkesbury Gold Cup now, where Freddie Cowell, he brings back Mighty Lucky for, I think it's his 3rd stint at the race this year after being pipped by Mavascio out wide last year, and plenty of form from a couple of weeks ago too. So many horses: Kellyville Flyer, Duke of Valentinois, Pajaro, Ruling Dynasty, Marinostro. And what do we make of Fabrizio here, Mike?
What do we make of him? I mean, it's tough, isn't it? These Waterhouse horses, they're trained so hard, they can go pop late in their preps, and maybe it's the end of him. We'll have a look this Saturday. Let's have a look. 1,600 metres, obviously a Group 3 race, a handicap race, one of the features at Hawkesbury on Saturday. A really good, fair tempo, we think, for the big field. Conditions good 3 to good 4, the forecast. We talked about the bias, hopefully fair, but maybe a little bit near pace towards the end of the day, maybe a little bit off rails as well. Across the 3 key factors, big field, so positioning run has to be a key factor. Some of these favourites are drawn quite wide. Good track. Some of these horses have got wet track form. Which one will like the good track? and weight, which these horses are well weighted too.
All right, well, not much better form out there than the Doncaster for a race like this. And let's have a look at the market as we bring it up. And it is one of those horses that's been backed, Spectroscope, into $5.50 here for the Gold Cup. And Fabrizio, well, heart in your mouth stuff for the punters in the mix again. And then look at this, a whole lot on the line of tear at $10. Marinostro, Duke of Valentinois, we've got Mighty Lucky, Vanbrugh, Havana Cooler, Moa. Oh, this is a nice, good open mole race, but the punters are sticking with the boys in blue here.
Well, yeah, some good Godolphin horses in this race, and great field, a lot of depth, and a lot of horses coming through that benchmark 100 we talked about before. So another test for me to see if I can pick out all these horses in this race. The benchmark 100 lead-up race over 1,400 metres at Royal Randwick. That's Moher in the Godolphin blue with the dark blue cap coming wider. Duce of Valentinois inside him in the Godolphin blue and the white cap kicking to the lead now. Kellyville Fly, the Hawkesbury mare, coming way out wide in the green cap and the orange. Looking back in the field, Pajaro in the red, running on pretty well into fourth.
Yeah, well, Kellyville Fly here. I mean, this horse, great win this day, but isn't this horse just a mutter?
Yeah, she's a Hawkesbury local, obviously, but she is a mutter. And this day, she got in, maybe the fast lane was too strong. Pajaro had 60.5 in fourth. That's a big run. And Moher up on the pace, much better than Fabrizio.
All right, we're looking everywhere in that race. Let's have a look now. We got one that ran really well in the Doncaster Prelude, and that was Spectroscope. That's the favourite for the race. Take us through this one, Mike.
Well, yeah, Spectroscope's the favourite, and he was well backed in the Doncaster as well. So let's have a look at him winning 2 starts ago before that. Probably Doncaster flop, but he had the bias against. He's here in the Godolphin blue, weaving through the field, looking like he's not getting much luck. But the thing about this race is it was a strong tempo. There was a near rails bias, so he did get the right run. He gets to the front, he kicks on pretty well, but he only beats a lower grade benchmark horse in No Doubt. So good win, but not an incredible win.
Okay, the money was there that day as well. Well, let's have a look at the key factors here. It's time to look for the gold. Take us through here, Mike.
Well, yeah, Spectroscope had the favours that day, but he's still hard to knock on Saturday, despite the fact that he's a favourite. Positioning run, he gets a gold bar for that, and good track suits him as well. Not much gold unless you go way down the page. Havana Cooler flies fresh. He's a really strong fresh horse. Vanbrugh loves a good track, but maybe not second up. Moher, second up, good barrier, ideal for him.
All right, the boys in blue getting a lot of gold there across the ratings. Let's have a look at the overall ratings here and let's see which one will come out on top. Oh, it is one of them. It's Mower on top, $11. Hang on, there's Spectroscope and Havana Cool. So we've got the Godolphin Trio on top.
Yeah, Godolphin Trio on top, and one of them's a great odds, isn't it? Moher, huge each way odds, inside barrier on the pace. Choosing between those three for our best bet. Look, we're scared of Pajaro, we're scared of Mighty Lucky. I love Mighty Lucky, but we're not going to go with him. Moher's the best bet for us each way from the inside barrier. So strong, and choosing for value, but you can't go with Spectroscope at those odds for us. Havana Cooler flies fresh.
All right, we've got the Godolphin boys in the third leg of the quaddie there in the mile. Let's wrap it up, the fourth leg of the quaddie this weekend. Well, look, when nominations came out for this, we've had the 3 group races. I saw that benchmark 78 and then I saw acceptances and I thought, there we go. It's in the quaddie. Last leg, as if Hawkesbury's not enough. But we've got, I think, Wayne Slinkard, he's holding the fort really for the Hawkesbury team, as well as the Godolphin Blue, but they're coming from everywhere in this. We've got Wyong, Kembla Grange, Gosford, they're coming from everywhere to take the last.
It's an impossible race on paper. As you look at this race, benchmark 78, and think, this is really tough. 1,500 metres, a bit more tempo in this race, fair to strong to forecast. Good 3 to good 4 conditions we've talked about, definitely firming towards the end of the day, so it could be a little bit of a near rails bias as that track firms. So across the 3 key factors, position run, it's a big field once again, the good track we've talked about before, and weight for a different reason this time. We're not looking at a set weights event. There's a pretty important claim down in the weights here.
All right, well, let's see if the handicapper can give us a bit of a lead in this race, because I don't think I can. Let's have a look at the market. As we bring it up here, it really is those at the top of the weight scale that are on top. We've got Beretta here, $7, Broadside $7.50, Ziganui $8.50, and Gamblers Blues in there, but look at all this in behind. This is an open market here, Mike. It's going to be really interesting to see which way the punters go come Saturday.
Unbelievable, Mike. I think 3/4 of the field between $7.50 and $15,
wow,
which is a really open market. I'm going to go left field for these replays like we often do in the last leg of the quaddie, which I think we need to do to find this winner. Let's have a look at firstly the Goulburn Provincial Championships qualifier a few weeks ago now. There's 3 horses in this race to look at. We actually got the winner of the country championship, sorry, not the provincial, out of this race, Mary Orr coming down the outside. 3 to look at are Ziganui near the inside in the light blue, Louis C.K. out wider in the purple and green, and Hammond Lane in the yellow, fighting on okay in midfield with the black cap.
Yeah, fighting on, but wasn't it entitled to this day? It had about 59 kilos, I think, didn't it?
Yeah, that's why we're looking at him. In the gold, not too bad, and an 8 kilogram drop, I think, in Saturday, so a big swing.
All right, well, there's a look at one replay. We're going to take you, well, why not? Let's go to France. I think we might have hit this race course on some of our travels, and we're going to have a look at ancient history, one of the Godolphin imports.
Maison Lafitte, 1,600 metres, the summer of 2016. Why not have a look? I mean, the reason I'm looking at this ancient history in the lead here in the Godolphin blue and the white cap is the profile so similar to Saturday. He was a $2 something favourite at the start before this. He knocked up and did nothing in the wet. He's 13 or 14 bucks on a dry track, and look what he does.
He's absolutely smashing the line. That's a massive win.
And not many people have seen that, which is why he's such good odds.
Oh, well, look, how does he rate with the key factors? Let's have a look for him for some gold.
Let's have a look. Gold for good track. Not a surprise at all. Ancient history. There he is down the page. Positioning run too. He's drawn really well. Loves a good track. Louis C.K. Positioning run good as well for him, and a good track suits him. Hammond Lane, we talked about the claim. He's the one with the claim down on 51 kilograms. He gets a big gold bar for weight.
Well, hoping for some value here, and I think we can smell it there after looking at that page. Let's have a look at the overall ratings here, and well, Hammond Lane on top with that weight swing.
Yeah, it's got to be Hammond Lane for us. Huge odds each way, massive weight swing. He finished alongside Better Not Blue at equal weights a couple of starts ago at Wyong. Ziganui did that, but he's got an 8 kilogram swing, like we keep saying, so Hammond Lane's the one for us each way. We think he'll firm on Saturday. He's such long odds for a horse on such a low weight with decent form. And why can't ancient history relive summer from 2016 on a good track? Great odds as well.
All right, well, there's a look at the quaddie this weekend. We've got to wrap it up. We made it happen on All Age Day, Mike. That was a big result, but I know it's been a big week for you with the addition of James into the Wood Clan. But look, the punters, they need our advice. They need us to get us home with the quaddie.
Well, maybe it's the confidence of having a new son, or maybe I'm being a bit bold, but I'm going pretty strong in the first leg of the quaddie. It's artistry or nothing for us. So, look, we think she's got Daisy Doom covered on a good track. Maybe put Shalala in, but artistry is the one we like. Across to race 7, there's the top raters. Good standing if he goes to this race. And Careless Choice, we left out the favourite because he's just a bit too short for us. Race 8, there's the top half a dozen for us in the Cup. And race 9, a really deep race, but we like those 4 at odds.
All right, so sticking your neck out there with artistry. There's a look at the quaddie wrapped up there. But look, the race guys, they're going to be all important this weekend. They've been so important throughout the carnival with these sticky tracks. Looks like we're going to get a much drier surface this week at Hawkesbury. But theраceguide.com.au is where you're going to head for all your information. They'll all be up Friday 9 a.m. and updated Saturday morning. But look, it's going to be a great day at Hawkesbury. Good luck to everyone out there putting on a big show. And that's all from us from Key Factors. Hope you jag a piece of that quaddie this weekend.
Cheers. See you at Hawkesbury.